Hello everyone. This week's parsha is Parshat Shoftim. I'm basing this based off a Rav Bernstein shiur I heard. It's recorded online, 2015, on his website. And we're focusing right at the beginning of the parsha. That is to say, the second pasuk in. It's chapter 16, verse 19. Okay, so Lo tate mishpat, lo takir panim, v'lo tikach shochad, ki ha-shochad ya'aver einei chachamim, v'yisalef divrei tzadikim. So Lo tate mishpat, you shall not pervert judgment. Lo takir panim, you shall not respect someone's presence. V'lo tikach shochad, you shall not accept a bribe. Ki ha-shochad ya'aver einei chachamim, v'yisalef divrei tzadikim. Because bribery will blind the eyes of the wise, and it will cause the words of the tzaddikim to be made crooked. Okay? So you see, because bribery will blind the eyes of the wise. So clearly what this pasuk is saying is, his status as a chacham hasn't changed. This dayan is still a chacham. He's still a wise person. But now he's a blind wise person because he accepted a bribe. Now, what kind of judgment are we talking about in this case? Because we might think that what happens is there are two parties, right? There's a plaintiff and a defendant, and one of the litigants comes up to the judge and says, look, I know I'm going to lose, but because I know that, here's $1,000. Be sure to judge in my favor, even though I'm wrong. Is that what the pasuk is talking about? So, says Ketuvot, the Masechta, no. How do we know that? Because we already know that from the beginning of the pasuk. The beginning of the pasuk says, Lo tate mishpat, you shall not pervert judgment, even for free. So, especially if someone comes to try to pay you to corrupt the judgment, you can't do it. Because you already have a pasuk that says that, Lo tate mishpat, you cannot pervert judgment. Be it for money or even for free, there's no perverting of judgment. You have to judge properly. So in that case, what is V'lo tikach shochad? What's that talking about? What is this pasuk coming to teach us? What's the chiddush? Says Rashi, V'lo tikach shochad, what does that mean? Afilu lishpat tzedek. Even to judge correctly. So let's say again, one of the litigants comes up to the judge and says, look, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I just want to make sure, judge properly. Here's $1,000. Just be sure to make a correct judgment. Even if it's not for me and you judge against me, I won't ask for my money back. Now you know. That is what the pasuk is saying. Even if someone comes and tries to do that, even that is not allowed. Why not? Because even though this judge, this dayan, is trying his best, he's trying to do well, right? He's saying, look, I'll accept this bribe, and even so, I'll still be able to see the merits of everyone's arguments. He will not be able to do so. Now that he's accepted a bribe, he can't do it. Even if the other side now comes and tries to bribe him back, and so both sides are really buttering up this judge, that is not allowed. No one is allowed to bribe the judge, no matter what, because it's going to corrupt his judgment. He will not be able to see things properly. He will be blinded by the bribery. Okay. In that case, what is the chiddush of the second part of the last part of the pasuk? V'yisalef divrei tzadikim, and it'll make crooked the words of tzadikim. Which tzadikim? The tzadikim we're talking about here cannot possibly be the dayanim. Why not? Because they accepted a bribe. Accepting a bribe is also as a dayan. So clearly, if this dayan is accepting a bribe, he can't be the tzaddik that this pasuk is talking about. So who is? So there are some commentators who say it's the meritorious litigant. That is to say, the litigant who's in the right, who is correct, when he makes his arguments and he presents proper evidence and he says what he's supposed to say and he makes meritorious arguments, even so, the judge is going to twist his words and he's going to falsify his words, and the judge is going to say, these arguments that you're saying actually work in your favor. Really, they work against you. They don't work in your favor. So that's what the pasuk is teaching us. But if that's true, then there's no real chiddush here, because we've already learned that. That is to say, because the bribery will blind the eyes of the wise. In what way? In the way we just said. This judge is going to hear arguments that are correct, and the judge will still rule against them. So this V'yisalef divrei tzadikim doesn't really seem to be saying anything new. That's one way, and that's one way of reading it. Or we can look at the Vilna Gaon, and the Vilna Gaon does not learn this way. So how does he explain V'yisalef divrei tzadikim? So says the Vilna Gaon, these three words are coming to show just how deeply a bribery can corrupt the judicial system. How is that? Because let's say this judge comes and he's bribed and he hears the meritorious arguments and he hears the proper evidence, and even so he rules against him and falsifies his arguments, and that's what he says. He's like, this is the judgment. what happens a week later when another litigant comes in, different court case, right? But same arguments and same types of evidence, the same judge or a different judge, whatever that court has to hear, that previous decision last week where the judge was bribed is now legal precedent. And therefore it ties the hands of the current court, because the court is hearing the same arguments, and ultimately they look back and they say, our hands are tied. This isn't a correct argument, as the previous court has already said. And therefore we see that this bribery really corrupts not only that statement, that court, that procedure, it also corrupts everything in the future. Because now we have the legal precedent that binds us, that binds the court, and therefore you're stuck. And that's what V'salef divrei tzaddikim means. Shabbat shalom, Ad Kan.